Hi, I'm Hylander. Welcome to my Xstream. So we've done episodes 1 through 6 of Subnautica, and we collect our information very chaotically, sporadically. And now I want to just take some time and go through the storyline and the lore and everything that we've learned so far, so we know where we've come from and we know where we're going to. So let's rock this boat and get me a Led Zeppelin t-shirt on, and hoorah. Alright, let's start off with the beginning. We escaped in Life Pod 5, a 2-berth emergency life pod, and the stats are as follows. We came off of the Aurora ship. On the Aurora, it is a long-range capital ship. The mission is in the Adrian Arm, and we're to install a phase gate that's going to be a 3-year operation. When you add up the command, engineering, support, and passengers, it all adds up to 157 people. The status, it was sustained heavy damage in orbit of planet 4546b. The beginning, we don't know what happened, and there is the rest of the specs on the Aurora class ship. So in episode 5, we boarded the Aurora to fix the radiation leak, and we found a bunch of PDAs. And in our public documents, we find TransGuv profile Altera Group. This is who we work for. It says it began life as a defense manufacturer in the mid-22nd century. During the expansion, Altera supplied arms to all sides, acquiring and housing a vast colonist workforce and making the transition from manufacturer to corporate state. Altera's threat to cease trade was one of the turning points in the conflict, bringing about the end of hostilities and the signing of the charter. That's basically Altera in a nutshell. We find out later that Altera launches the Aurora, and it basically has 2 missions. Our primary mission is to travel from space dock on the edge of Altera space, making hundreds of consecutive phase jumps through 9 different TransGuv authorities and arrive on the far side of the Adrian Arm in 3 months' time. From there, a command crew will pilot the ship beyond the final phase gate, arriving in the next solar system approximately 18 months later. There, the elite team of engineers will begin a 6-month construction project on the new phase gate, a multi-trillion credit investment. In the absence of existing infrastructure in the region, the vessel is equipped with advanced thermal and nuclear power facilities. Altera Corp currently operates 9% of all phase gates. Secondary mission, or Aurora Auxiliary mission, orders mission to search and rescue target crew of the Mongolian vessel Dagazi. Last known position, the vicinity of planet 4546b, the Adrian Arm. Contact Mongolian emissary Jaki Kassar. Aurora passenger quarters. Mission brief. A Mongolian vessel, the Dagazi, disappeared almost a decade ago, carrying with it a high-ranking Mongolian chief. Corporate insurance has purchased passage aboard the Aurora for emissary Kassar, and your orders are to make every reasonable effort to locate and retrieve the Dagazi crew members without compromising the primary mission. Confirming the fate of the crew will aid Altera's diplomatic efforts with the Mongolian councils. Mission details: Aurora is due to perform a slingshot maneuver around 4546b, Category 3 ocean planet, approximately 13 months post-launch. This will bring the ship within range of the Dagazi's last known position. Additional aquatic and all-terrain vehicles have been included in the Aurora's cargo package for this mission. Dagazi crew manifesto has been distributed to senior employees in a separate message. Here is the geological data for 4546b environmental scan. Category 3 ocean planet, oxygen, nitrogen atmosphere, extensive biodiversity, safety warning, may support Leviathan class predators. Water contaminated with high levels of foreign bacteria. It is beyond Federation space and rescue is unlikely. Under codes and clues, we find the document Alien Facility Locations. Towards the bottom of this document, it states, in the event of an outbreak, quarantine procedures will be automatically enforced with immediate effect. The quarantine enforcement platform will target all incoming and outgoing craft to prevent the spread of the infection off-world. Therefore, the enforcement platform will be targeting and shooting down all vessels to contain the outbreak. On the mountain island, we learned about alien technology. We found the enforcement platform, and here it lets us have the construction material, the power, and it takes a lot of power, so it harnesses the planet's natural thermal energy, so it takes a lot of power. The layout, we found that towards the bottom we can get to the control room through an elevator shaft or up through an underwater moon pool. And the control room in the lower section houses only known way to interface with the facility. However, the schematic does not detail the operation procedure or installed security measures. So basically, we went to the control, and it took a blood sample, found out we were contaminated, and now we know that that's what we're going to need to fix before anybody can actually save us off this planet, or even take off from this planet. Going back to the alien facility locations, we know that we're going to have to find the following facilities. We're going to be looking for a disease research facility, a thermal power facility, sanctuary bases, at least A, B. We also have a primary containment facility. During episode 2, we discovered and explored the islands. The North Island, the mountain islands, basically showed us alien technology and the enforcement platform or the gun. To the south, though, the South Island, the floating island, we were able to recover a bunch of PDA and voice logs. So basically, we learn who the survivors are, and they are Paul Torgal, who is the captain of the Dagazi ship. We also have Maida, Margaret Maida, the cut-price mercenary, and Bart Torgal, the son. And basically, through the different logs, they washed up on the island, and they tried to get everything going. They realized that they're going to need more food, so as they progress, you kind of look at the island as we're discovering. You've got 2 observatories and then a main base in the middle, but you see grow beds not only at the main base but on the other side of the island as well. It's like they're trying to increase their grow beds, but then a storm comes up and starts destroying pretty much everything. Maida, in the aftermath, proposes a alternate site where Paul says, send it to my PDA. We were lucky enough to get those coordinates, and they did build a base there. And that leads us into the mushroom jelly caves, the jelly mushroom caves, so that we can explore that whole area. But before we could have done that, we needed to create the sea moth, which we got our plans in episode 2, diving off the wreck, but we couldn't actually do this until we had the MK depth module from episode 5 when we fixed the radiation leak. In episode 6, we discovered the entire cavern system for the jelly mushroom. And during that time, we've got a bunch more voice logs, and they seem to be doing pretty good down there. But Margaret starts proposing another base that's going to be about 500 meters down, and I think this log is worth the entirety, so I'll just go ahead and read it. Actually, no, I'll let him read it.
You know what Maida told me today? She wants to build a habitat 500 meters below sea level, more than a kilometer northeast of here. And she needs Bart and I to do it. She's got it into her head that she can save us if she just acts recklessly enough. But I've hauled Star Wars to Neptune, Plasteel to the Federation. This family operates 9 different mining colonies across the Ariadne Arm. Maida thinks she's better suited to lead. Her contract still says otherwise. I just cannot damn well tell whether it's the stupidest idea I ever heard, or my only hope. I turned 80 years old last week. I thought I had another 80 in me, but marooned on this planet, there's no swapping out of my liver when the old one fails. Here, I'm mortal. And Maida is useful. So, it's my responsibility to make a decision. Return to the island and hope whatever knocked the Degazi out of the sky won't do the same to the rescue ship. Or take us deeper in search of answers. And all the while be hoping old age gets me before the sea monsters do. I'll give Maida just one thing. She was right about these caves. There's enough lithium there to fabricate 100 tons of plasteel. Enough for a damn fleet of Cyclops submarines. There was nothing anyone could have done to avoid crashing here. But I was right to order the detour. If we get off this planet, they'll be talking about the Torgal share price on the other side of the Federation.
Alright, so basically you get spice of kind of like more about the family, their business, and lifespan, and so I thought that was important. To wrap it up, we have our next clue to continue the Degazi story. It's going to be a habitat that's 500 meters below sea level. It's more than a kilometer northeast of this last base. Unfortunately, 500 meters is really deep. All we can take our sea moth to is 300. So I'm thinking, in the meantime, we're going to be looking for and exploring and diving off of other wrecks that we can find in the immediate area. Hopefully we'll find some technology that will give us some better depth. So the last thing that I want to cover is the Neptune launch platform. We have that. We got it from the captain's quarters, I believe. But we're still infected, and we're not going to be able to shut down the gun until we cure ourselves. And which is the actual final point is we have the Sunbeam who's going to try and come down and save us, but it doesn't look like that's going to go well. Yeah, day 30. Aurora, this is a Sunbeam again. We just picked up a massive debris field in your location. I don't know how bad, blah, blah, blah. But they're coming, and we need to get that gun shut down before the Sunbeam gets here. We can. Hylander out.